ठीक है, मैं प्रोग्राम बनाने जा रहा हूँ। नाउ ऑब्जर्व दिस सिनेरियो, उसको ध्यान से समझना। द सेम प्रोग्राम, ठीक है। अब नाउ दिस टाइम मैं इसको क्या करने जा रहा हूँ, इसको मैं लिखूंगा किसके अंदर, फाइल्स के अंदर। ओके, सो जहाँ पे देखो, ध्यान से देखो, जहाँ पे अपना इसको सेव करते हैं पहले, सेव एज फाइल स्टार्स, ओके, .py। नाउ हमें पता है सबसे पहले अपने को फाइल ओपन करनी है, f = ओपन विच फाइल। अब मैं एक फाइल बनाऊंगा स्टार्स नाम की, ठीक है जी, stars.txt। और किस मोड में बनाऊंगा, नाउ राइट मोड, बिकॉज मुझे डेटा राइट करना है। ओके, सो फॉर द सेम द लॉजिक इज सेम, नो नीड टू एक्सप्लेन दिस लॉजिक, क्योंकि हम बहुत बार कर चुके हैं, क्योंकि हम इसको काफ़ी बार कर चुके हैं लॉजिक को, तो लॉजिक को एक्सप्लेन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। हमें जो मेन काम करना है, हमें प्रिंटिंग की जगह अब हमें क्या करना है, राइट करना है। वी नो राइट, ओके। सो बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट वी नो इट, /n नहीं चलता, ओके, /n नहीं चलता, तो अपने को ये एंड पैरामीटर को रिमूव करना है। तो रेदर देन अगेन ओवर हियर राइट, ओके, राइट, दैट्स इट, वेरी सिंपल। और यहाँ पे प्रिंट की जगह अपने को क्या लिखना है, राइट, एंड इसको क्या करना है, /n। ओके, नाउ योर कोड इज रेडी। फाइल स्टार, वहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली एक स्टार्स नाम की फाइल्स बन जाएगी, ठीक है। उसको क्लोज भी कर देते हैं। आफ्टर परफॉर्मिंग दिस सिनेरियो, नाउ द नेक्स्ट इज f.close। ओके, सो अब मैं इसको सेव करके इसको मैं रन करता हूँ। अब यहाँ पे देखो स्टार्स नाम की कोई फाइल नहीं है, ओके। अगर ऐसे कब देखा जाए तो एक सेकंड नाम की फाइल है, एक स्ट्रिंग टाइप नाम की फाइल है, लेकिन स्टार्स नाम की कोई फाइल नहीं है। अब क्या होगा, जब मैं इस कोड को रन करूँगा तो यहाँ बनेगा क्या, यहाँ पे स्टार्स नाम की एक फाइल बनेगी। सो मैं कोड चला रहा हूँ, फाइल stars.py, okay, now execute it। now you are getting the error, right is not defined, sorry, हमने बहुत बड़ी मिस्टेक की है। राइट क्या है, हमें बताना होगा किस ऑब्जेक्ट का, ठीक है जी, किस ऑब्जेक्ट का ये मेथड है। तो f.write, ओके, f.write। now run this, run this, now you will get the output। now after executing it, यहाँ पे एक फाइल बन जाएगी, उस फाइल का नाम क्या होगा, stars.txt। ये देखो, ये stars.txt नाम की एक फाइल बन चुकी है। अब अगर इसको ओपन करोगे, अब आपके आउटपुट देखो, now you are getting the output, now you are getting the output। ये देखो आपकी आउटपुट जब आई है वो किसके अंदर आई है, एक फाइल के अंदर लिखी गई है, विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस राइट मेथड। ओके, विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस राइट मेथड। यहाँ पे स्पेस कर दोगे तो दूसरा पैटर्न बन जाएगा, वी नो इट वेरी वेल। सो मैं इसको क्या कर रहा हूँ, इसको दोबारा से चलाया। अब जो मेरी फाइल थी, ठीक है जी, उसको मैं रीलोड करूँगा, ठीक है जी। दोबारा से इसको ओपन करते हैं। नाउ ऑब्जर्व द पैटर्न, नाउ यू आर गेटिंग दिस पैटर्न, ओके। अब अगर मैं इसको इसके नीचे जाता हूँ, अगला पैटर्न मैं इसके नीचे जाता हूँ, ओके, कि नाउ आई वांट नेक्स्ट पैटर्न शुड बी आफ्टर दिस पैटर्न। तो उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना है, कुछ भी नहीं करना, यहाँ पे जो मोड लेना है वो A+ मोड ले लो, दैट आई एम अपेंडिंग समथिंग, ओके। सो फॉर द सेम इफ आई रन दिस, नाउ ऑब्जर्व दिस सिनेरियो। अब मैं इसको ओपन कर रहा हूँ, स्टार वाले को दोबारा से। नाउ यू कैन चेक, ओके। नेक्स्ट पैटर्न, पहले ये हुआ, पुरानी फाइल के अंदर अपेंड कर दिया, दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ अपेंड। अब इसको एक अंदर और अपेंड कर दो, तो जस्ट लाइक ए क्रिसमस ट्री जैसा कुछ बन जाएगा, ओके, क्रिसमस ट्री जैसा ये कॉन्सेप्ट बन जाएगा। सो दिस इज द वे। चलो एक बार इसको फिर चलाते हैं, दिस टाइम +1 करके चलाओ, ठीक है। मैं a प्लस ही करते हैं, थर्ड टाइम उसके अंदर ही अपेंड करते हैं ना। इसको दोबारा से ओपन करते हैं, सो नाउ यू विल चेक। ओके, अब देखो आपका जो पैटर्न है वो प्रिंट हो रहा है विद द हेल्प ऑफ a प्लस। ओके, सो दिस इज द वे। अब बाकी जितने भी प्रोग्राम है आप खुद करना। जहाँ पे आपने प्रिंट यूज़ किया है बस वहाँ पे सिर्फ आपको राइट यूज़ करना है। दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस। नाउ यू कैन चेक इट आउट। एफ डॉट राइट, एफ डॉट राइट का मतलब क्या है, ये डेटा कहाँ पे लिखा जा रहा है, फाइल्स के अंदर लिखा जा रहा है। नाउ मूव टू द नेक्स्ट वन। अगला जो अपना कॉन्सेप्ट है, अब हमने राइट करना सीख लिया। नाउ वी नो हाउ वी कैन राइट द कंटेंट इनटू द फाइल्स। सो नेक्स्ट जो है दैट इज द रीडिंग द डेटा। अब ये राइट तो हो गया, ठीक है जी, लिख तो दिया, अब मैं उसको रीड करना चाहता हूँ, दैट आई वांट टू रीड। ओके, फॉर रीडिंग वी हैव 4 मेथड्स दैट वी ऑलरेडी डिस्कस इनटू द लास्ट वीडियो। द फर्स्ट इज read entire data into the string format. It will read complete data. Let's suppose there are 20 lines. Okay, there are 20 lines. The whole lines will be read in a string format. Okay, next है read lines. Okay, now this time the complete data read in the form of list. Whenever slash n occurs, how exactly happen? मान के चलो यहाँ पे 20 लाइनें हैं, ठीक है, 10 है, जितनी भी हैं, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी लाइन्स आर देयर। जैसे ही स्लैश एन आता है उसका मतलब क्या है कि कंट्रोल विल मूव टू द नेक्स्ट लाइन। अब देखो, अगर यहाँ पे जब कंट्रोल आया तो इसका मतलब क्या है, बैकएंड पे स्लैश एन है। यहाँ पे जब कंट्रोल आया तो बैकएंड पे क्या है, स्लैश एन है। यहाँ पे कंट्रोल आया तो बैकएंड पे क्या है, स्लैश एन है। यहाँ पे जो कंट्रोल आया तो बैकएंड पे क्या है, स्लैश एन है। अब कंट्रोल यहाँ पे है तो इसका मतलब बैकएंड पे स्लैश एन है। सो अब जितनी भी लाइंस मुझे पढ़नी है, अगर मैं इस मेथड से पढ़ूंगा, रीड लाइंस मेथड से पढ़ूंगा, तो वह स्लैश एन को भी पढ़ेगा। ओके, सो कीप दिस पॉइंट इनटू माइंड, क्योंकि स्लैश एन इज आल्सो ए स्पेशल कैरेक्टर। तो जितना भी डेटा जाएगा वो कैसे जाएगा, वो लिस्ट की फॉर्मेट में आएगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस वन योर लिस्ट, तो यहाँ पे ये लाइन नंबर 1 है, साथ में उसने स्लैश एन भी रीड किया। लाइन नंबर 2 है, उसने साथ में स्लैश एन भी रीड किया। ओके, लाइन नंबर 3 है, उसने साथ में स्लैश एन भी रीड किया, एंड सो ऑन। द एंटायर डाटा इनटू द फॉर्म ऑफ लिस्ट, यू विल गेट द कंप्लीट डाटा इनटू द फॉर्म ऑफ द लिस्ट। तो आपको जितना भी डेटा मिल रहा है वो लिस्ट की फॉर्मेट में मिल रहा है। ओके, विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस रीड लाइन्स मेथड। So keep this point into mind, because slash n is also a special character. When it will read the data, it will read the slash n as well. हमें दिखता नहीं है, जब हम एंटर मारते हैं ना, जब हम एंटर प्रेस करते हैं इसके एंड में जा करके, तो उसका मतलब क्या है, हम स्लैश एन प्रेस कर रहे हैं। वो हमें दिखता नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ करेक्टर होता है। ओके, जैसे स्पेस हमें दिखती नहीं है, लेकिन उसकी एग्जिस्टेंस तो है ना। स्पेस का मतलब क्या है, जब मैं स्पेस बार प्रेस करता हूँ तो कोई ना कोई पीछे स्काई वैल्यू तो चल ही रही है ना। तो दिस इज द वे। नाउ उसके बाद है रीड लाइन। रीड लाइन डेट आई वांट टू रीड ओनली सिंगल लाइन। जहां अगर जब मैं फाइल ओपन कर रहा हूं, ओके, फाइल ओपन कर रहा हूं, तो मेरा कर्सर यहां पे ब्लिंक कर रहा है, मेरा कर्सर यहां पे ब्लिंक कर रहा है, ठीक है जी। अब मैं रीड लाइन मेथड से क्या करूंगा, जहां पे मेरा कर्सर ब्लिंक है वहां पे एक लाइन मेरे को रीड करके वो दे देगा विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस रीड लाइन। इट विल रीड ओनली सिंगल लाइन। इफ यू वांट टू रीड सिंगल लाइन, देन व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू यूज दिस कॉन्सेप्ट, दैट इज द रीड लाइन। ओके, उसके बाद है इसके बाद है आपका रीड एन। एन मीन द नंबर ऑफ करेक्टर, हाउ मेनी करेक्टर दैट यू वांट टू रीड। फॉर एग्जांपल मैं पढ़ रहा हूं जी, रीड कर लो जी 5 करेक्टर। ओके, रीड 5 करेक्टर्स। तो मीनिंग ऑफ दिस, लेट्स सपोज योर कर्सर इज ब्लिंकिंग ओवर हियर एंड यू आर रीडिंग द 5 करेक्टर्स। तो उसने 4 0 1 2 3 4। ओके, तो ये 4 करेक्टर, 0 से लेकर के 4 करेक्टर आपको रीड करके क्या कर देगा, रिटर्न कर देगा। सो मैक्सिमम जो हम यूज करते हैं, या तो हम ये भी डिपेंड करता है सिचुएशन के ऊपर, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दैट यू वांट टू रीड एंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दैट यू वांट टू डिस्प्ले। इट्स टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन द सिचुएशन। कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं है कि कौन सा ज़्यादा यूज होगा, लेकिन हाँ मेरे केसेस में जब मैं यूज़ करता हूँ तो ये रीड लाइन्स, ठीक है, रीड लाइन भी यूज़ हो जाता है और रीड भी यूज़ हो जाता है। तो ये सबसे ज़्यादा जो यूज होते हैं, ये दोनों यूज़ होते हैं, ठीक है। जितने भी मेरे प्रैक्टिकल्स हैं, ठीक है, उसमें हम मैक्सिमम यही यूज़ करते हैं, ठीक है. सो दिस इज द वे. नाउ अब दो मेथड्स हो रहे हैं, टेल एंड सीक. ओके, टेल एंड सीक. नाउ द मीनिंग ऑफ टेल ऑटोमेटिकली स्पेसिफाई इटसेल्फ. इंग्लिश मीनिंग टेल मीन बताना, बताओ जी. सीक मीन ढूंढना. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने क्या किया, मैंने इस फाइल को रीड किया, मैंने 15 कैरेक्टर रीड किए. ओके, रीड 15 कैरेक्टर्स. नाउ इमेजिन इट, योर कर्सर इज ब्लिंकिंग ओवर हियर. नाउ आई वांट टू चेक इट आउट. ओके, टेल मी वेयर आर यू, where the cursor is blinking. Okay, with the help of this tel, when I write this f.tel, now it will say you are on the 15 of characters. Okay, with the help of seek, you can move the cursor ahead. For example, f.seek of, let's suppose, 10 character. Now your cursor is blinking over here on the 15 of characters. Now 15 plus 10, what will we get? We will get 25. Now your cursor will move, let's suppose, only 25 of character. So this is the concept of tell and seek method. Okay, tell will tell on which place your cursor is blinking, and seek will give if you want to move the cursor ahead. Okay, 0 position पे लेके आना है, simply put 0. Okay, and आगे move करना है तो you can move the cursor ahead. So these are two special methods which are associated with your files, tell and seek. And further methods that we read and write for the reading purpose, for the writing purpose, 4 methods for reading purpose, 2 methods for write purpose, and 2 special methods which are used to ask the cursor position, where exactly the cursor, and you can move the cursor. Now see the practical for now. Now let's suppose this one is my file. Hello all, how's you? Okay, how's you? All are learning Python. Python is very easy, but the code is very logics, not the code, but the logics are very interested. Okay, so this is my data. I am storing it with the name of save as. Let's suppose the name is Python class. Okay, Python. Let's suppose a simple name, data dot, no need to specify anything. Okay, this is my file. The name of file is data. Okay, now I want to read the all content from this file. Now for the same I am writing a code. So we know first what you have to do, you have to open the file. Okay, the file name is data.txt, that you have to open. In which mode? Now this time I am reading the data, so that's why I am using the read mode. Okay, I am opening the data into the read mode. So methods we know. The first method is, as we know it, let's suppose if I print all the data, f dot read. Now what is the meaning of this? It will read the entire data into the string format, and I am just reading the data and I am simply printing it. Okay, what you can do else, if you little bit confused over here, you can store over here data is equal to f dot read. Okay, now this will become your string. Now if you print type of, let's suppose this data now, and you also print data. Okay, I am printing both. I am printing the type of this data and I am printing this data. So I am saving it, save as. The name of the file is read operation. Never save with the same method name. Keep this point into mind. Naming conflicts are there. So I am taking the name that is the read operations.py. Now execute it. Now you will get understand the concept. Py space read operation.py. Now you can check it out. I read data. Okay, I read data. The data f.read. Okay, and the type of this data is a class string. I'm getting the data into the string format because it read the entire data that is into the format of the string, and I am simply printing it the data. Now you are getting the output. How? Hello all, how's you? All are learning Python and so on. Now this is the one way. Okay, now your cursor is blinking. Now if I do one thing, understand this concept. When I perform this, okay, sometimes student do mistake over here. When I perform this operation mean it read the entire data. Now your cursor is blinking over here inside file. Your cursor is blinking over here inside file. Now again sometimes student do the same mistake. Okay, now let's suppose I am now this time f.read. Okay, now I am again performing the same function, print into the same logic. Okay, after I am writing a message second time read. Now you can imagine second time read, and I am first I read this data, I print this data. Okay, again I am printing this message. Okay, now this time I am second time reading. Okay, second time read, that's mean I am executing this function second time, and I am printing the content. Now you can check it out. I am print the content. Now you can observe the scenario, what output we will get over here. This is quite interesting. Now observe this scenario. In the first case, you read the entire data. That's mean your cursor is blinking over here. Because when I read the entire data, obvious my cursor is moving, and at end of the point, my cursor is blinking over here. I got this message. Okay, print second time read. Now again I perform this f.read. Now what happening? What happening? Now this time cursor is blinking over here. After that, after this data, after this line, there is no data. And I am trying to read data from this one. Okay, but in the reality there is no data. So this means when you read the data, okay, the cursor will move automatically to the end of the file. So keep this point into the mind. Whatever operation you will perform, let's suppose read lines, okay, read line, read n, you will get nothing after performing one operation. Because when we perform one operation, then automatically cursor is moving over here, and the same logic that you are performing once more the same operation or another operation for the reading the data, now it will say there is nothing. There is nothing. It will give you the empty because there is no data beyond this point. Okay, and your cursor is blinking in the first iteration. In the first case, your cursor is blinking over here. After reading the first time, your cursor is blinking over here. Okay, now cursor is blinking over here after reading the first time. And I again read the data, I again perform the operation, read the data, but there is nothing after that. So that's why you are getting the none over here. So keep this point into mind. Student do mistake on this point n number of times. Okay, so the next one is, okay, now I want to read. So for the same, now we know we can move the cursor behind and we can move the cursor forward. So f.seek of I am moving to the 10. Okay, let's see what will happen. Now again, now you can imagine it. Okay, what I did after performing this operation, first it read the entire data. In the second iteration, I move the cursor 10. That's mean I am moving the cursor from 0 to 10. Okay, by default it take the starting value 0, and 0 to 10 means I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now your string is starting from here. How's you all are learning Python? Python is very easy, but the logics are very interesting. Okay, so this one, if I understand the concept, when I perform this first iteration, the cursor is blinking over here. Now when I perform this method f.seek mean 10, I am passing the value that is the 10 mean 0 to 9. Okay, 0 to 9, and now your cursor is blinking over here. Now it's reading the data from this line to the entire data. Okay, if I perform read n, if I perform read n, okay, 10, okay, now 10 to 15 character that I want to read. My cursor is blinking over here. That's mean 5 character I want to read. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you will get the output, that is the house. In the second iteration, if I perform this read n, mean number of characters, I read only 5 characters. Now you can check. The output is the house. The output is house. Okay. Okay. Now I want to ask the position of the cursor. For the same, print of f dot tell. Okay, tell me where are you standing. Okay, for this, now you can check. Now you can check. First I did seek of 10. After that I read the n character. That's mean your cursor is blinking over here, and this position is the 15th position. Okay, the tell method will say, okay, where the cursor is blinking. The seek method is to move the cursor forward to the and the backward direction. So this is the concept of the read. Now in the second case, okay, does anyone have any doubt? Please do let me know. Anyone having doubt into till now, please let me ask first, then I will move further. हाँ जी, प्लीज, है किसी को डाउट यहां तक? हाँ जी, एनीवन? यार हाँ ना तो बोल दो कि चले गए सब। बोल दिया करो यार थोड़ा सा, फिर पता लग जाता है। ओके, नाउ दिस टाइम आई एम परफॉर्मिंग अनदर मेथड्स। Okay, for this time read lines. Okay, read lines mean I am reading the number of lines. Now we know the output would be into the list format. I am printing this data. Now understand this case. Okay, now you can check it out, the output. What output we are getting? We are getting this. Hello all, house you /n. Okay, special character. In the this one data into the 0th position. This one data into the first position, this one data into the second position, this one data into the third position. This is the way. Okay, in the next statement, what I am doing this time, read line. I am reading only single line. Okay, read line mean I am reading only single line. So now you can check. The output is hello all, how's you. So you are getting only single line where the cursor is moving. Now understand it. I am moving the cursor ahead. Now f dot seek of, let's suppose 20. Okay, now this time I am performing this. I am first moving the cursor to the 20th position and then I am reading the line. There is nothing. There is nothing. In the seek of 20 there is nothing. F dot seek. Okay, if I print, it should work. Let me change this value. Might be this would be, you know, the end value /n. So let me do. Okay, because that why we were getting on 20 now if I read the content, this, where is my file? Let me do it, and let me do it. Print f dot read. Okay, might be that would be the end of the file. That's why it's saying. Okay, I last time I used over here 20. The 20 mean is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so cursor is, I think, blinking over here, and here there is nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing. Okay, that's why it's giving me the empty value. But in the case of 34, now you can imagine our data came from ing. That's mean the cursor, first I move the cursor over here, and after that it read the single line. The single line is this one, the entire line, ing Python. After that the /n. That's why it's considering it's a single line. So this is the concept. Okay, now we know very well read line, read and tell and seek. For the same, I am writing a very simple program. Let's suppose data. data is equal to this one, all students are, let's suppose write anything, all students are STU ठीक है जी, STUPID. Okay, all students are stupid. Okay, just imagine this scenario. I am writing this one, all students are stupid, but it is not for you guys. Okay. Just observe this scenario what I want to do. Now I am opening a file, f is equal to open. Okay, so the name of the file is b.txt. I am opening a file with write mode. Write mode mean if the file is not there then automatically will be created. ठीक है, मैं I am writing a name. Let's suppose for this time gems. Okay, I am writing the name of file is this one. Now what I want, I have to change this stupid to gems. All students are stupid, but I want change this stupid to the gems. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 characters, and the gems are 1 2 3 4 characters. Now understand it. So first I am text is equal to f dot read. Okay, I am reading the text. Now let me show you one more thing. Okay, now there is one more thing. मैं आपको बताता हूँ और क्या हो सकता है. With is a statement. Okay, with earlier मैं क्या करता हूँ, मैं इसको खोलता हूँ. Okay, उसके बाद मैं उसको क्लोज करता हूँ. I perform these two operation. Now understand the concept. मैं बंद नहीं करना चाहता, मैं चाहता हूं अपने आप बंद हो. ओके, और मैं क्या चाहता हूं कि ये जितनी भी लाइंस है, द लाइंस विच आई एम राइटिंग माई लॉजिक, दैट शुड बी द पार्ट ऑफ दिस वन. ऑब्जर्व माई सिनेरियो. व्हेन वी यूज दिस फॉर लूप, okay, when we use this for loop, we specify this because these are the line which are associated with this for loop. Okay, but in this case that I want, if I open this file abc.txt, okay, I open this file abc.txt, whatever mode is there, and I want to perform this logic that would automatically associated with this file. But here what is happening? Here I am opening one file, then I am writing, again I open one more file, again I am writing. Okay, so how I can manage this type of scenario? And I don't want to close explicitly. I want automatically closed. Now observe my scenario. These are the line of code that I want to execute with specific file. Okay, for the same, what I have to do, I have to take the help of this with statement. Very simple. No, don't worry about it. Everything is same. Okay, everything is same. For example, I have to simply just write this with open whatever I want to open. Okay, let's suppose abc.txt into the read mode. Okay, after that the colon, we know it. Sorry. After that we have to assign the name of the object as f. Okay, whatever name you can take over here, you can take. Just same thing, f is equal to open. Now this f is the main object. With the help of this object we are processing the file handling methods. Same over here, as f. With the help of this, the nickname, this is the concept of the giving the nickname. I am writing the complete line and I am assigning the name to this complete line as a f. Now this become the file pointer. Okay, so after that you have to put these colons, and we know it, whenever inside Python put this colon, what we have to do, we have to specify the number of line with the tab indentation. Okay, with the tab indentation. So whatever lines you are writing over here, these line become the part of this statement. Okay, this file basically, whatever logic that you want to implement, that is associated with this it. Now you don't need to close f.close explicitly. Okay, if you do it well and good, otherwise it is automatically close the file. After performing the entire steps, it will automatically close the file. You don't need to write f.close. But in the previous cases that we observe it, we have to write the f dot close. So with the with statement, you can perform something like this. Okay, don't worry about it. Exactly, the things are exactly same. There is no difference, but there is only one difference, that let's suppose you are associated, you want to associate this group of logic with this file. For the entire process, I want it will execute only for this file, none of the other one. Okay, for the same process, that what I have to do, I have to take the help of this with statement. Okay, very simple. Now you can understand the code. Now I'm writing the same. Now what my problem statement is, I am opening a file. Okay, this is my file with f is equal to open gems. Okay, and this is my data. This one is my data. But what I want when I write this data inside my this file, then it become all students are gems. I want to write this as a final output inside my gems.txt file. So this is the data. Let's suppose you are getting the data from somewhere. You are getting the data from the user. Just imagine this scenario. Okay, now this time I am taking the help of this with open. Okay, with open. Now what I want to open, I am opening a file abc dot txt. Okay, now this time read plus mode, r plus mode as f. Now I am opening this file abc.txt. Okay, yeah, whatever you just write over here, gems.txt as read plus mode. And what I am doing, text is equal to f dot I am reading the complete data. Okay, prior to read it, now what I am doing, first I have to write. Okay, I forgot, I have to write this data. What I want to write into this file, this data. Now understand the concept. In the first case, what I did, I make a file gems.txt. In gems.txt I write this line with the help of this statement, all students are stupid. Okay, now I write this line into the gems.txt. Now into the next way. Okay, into next way, again you have to close this file, f.close. Okay, now in the next line what I am doing, I am again opening this gems.txt. In which mode? Into the read plus write mode. Read plus write mode. First it will read the entire data. Okay, it will read the entire data. This one, all students are stupid. Okay, then the plus mode is I also can write something. I can write the content over this, because it will not overwrite the existing data. If I use w plus mode, then what will happen? First it will remove the data, then it will write the data. Now in this case what I am doing, I am using r plus mode. R plus mode means first you read the entire data, then you perform the activity of the writing. So this is the difference between r plus and w plus. Okay, now I read the entire data. Now inside text, this one is the entire data. I get the entire data into this text. Okay, now what I have to do, understand it. If I print this text, now what will happen? It will display on the screen, all students are stupid. Okay, now for the next step, now I want to check it out. Print tell me cursor position. Okay, tell me cursor position. So cursor position that I want to check, I know with the help of this tell. Okay, tell will tell me the cursor position is this one. Now your cursor is blinking over here. Okay, let's suppose this cursor position is 32. Okay, now you will get the output, tell me the cursor position, that is 32. Now the next step is what you have to do. Okay, f dot seek of 17. Now I am moving the cursor to the 17 position. That's mean 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. Now the cursor is blinking over here. Okay, cursor is blinking over, because you have to change this concept. You don't need to change the previous one. you have to change this concept. That is stupid, you have to convert it into the gems. Now your cursor is blinking over here. Okay, now what operation that you have to perform? We know we want to write something. Okay, for writing we know what we have to do. F dot write. Now what I want to write? All students are gems. Okay, and after that I am using the exclamation sign. Now why I use this exclamation sign? If I use gems over here, GEMS, okay, 4 characters are filled. Okay, now I have to fill these characters as well. Otherwise, if I don't use the exclamation sign, what will be the output? Now understand it. Gems IDS. Okay, but I don't need this IDS. So for the same I am using this one. Or what another way that you can use? You can convert it, replace method. You can use the replace method. Okay, replace stupid with, whatever you want to replace to stupid with gems. You can use as well over here. Okay, but this is another way to covering these three characters. I am using it. Okay, now I have changed the content. Now I have to print the data. Okay, for printing, you know very well. Now your cursor is moving over here. Now you have to move the cursor back to this position. Okay, for moving the cursor to the 0th location, we know it. F dot seek of 0. Perfect. Now your cursor is moving on the A. Okay, after that, again you are reading the data. Text is equal to F dot read. You are again reading the entire data. And now what you have to do? Print of data after modification. Now data after modification, then you print the data. Print text. Okay, print text. Now understand this concept. Very simple. Now there is no need to use the concept of the close. First I did normal steps. F is equal to open. I opened it. Okay, I open this file into write mode. This one is my data. All students are stupid, and I write this file data into the gems file and close this. Now these are the my statements which I want that should be the part of this gems.txt when I open this file into the R+ mode. So this is just like a iteration steps. Okay, now these number of lines are become the part of this one. Whatever you write over here, again if you are opening the file, you are closing the file, whatever operation you are performing on this line, that is not concerned with this logic, because when I open the file into the R+ mode, it executes these number of lines, and after executing this number of line, it automatically close the file. Now when you are over here, then what will happen? It will start from a new steps. Okay, it will start from a new step because these steps are associated with this one. Now the role of these lines are only with this with statement. Okay, only with this with statement. With open gems.text into the R+ mode, and I want to perform these number of lines with this one. After performing these line, automatically the file is closed down. If I here f.read, if I perform f.read, then it will give you the undefined this f. If I perform this f.read, print f.read over here, it will give me the error message over here. Why so? Because f existence is over. This f existence is over. You can take any name over here. This f existence is over after this code, after this line. Now if print you outside this block, if you print f.read outside this block, now you will get the error message because f is nothing now. Okay, if you want to check it out, I will show you the later on. Okay, first we have to run it. Now understand this code. The code is read operation, pi space read operation.py. Now okay, we did a mistake. We didn't pass it into this thing, so you have to pass it. Now understand it. All students are stupid. First it read it and it close the file. Tell me the cursor position. Now the cursor is blinking on 24 position. Okay, after that I move the cursor on the 0th position. I have to move the cursor on the 0th position, and after that what I did, I perform all students are gems. Now this stupid is converted into the gems, and then I print the data after modification, all students are the gems. Now if you try this, okay, f dot print f dot read. Now you can check it out. You will get the error that is undefined, that this f. Okay, now check it out. Value error, input output operation on closed file. Now the picture is clear. The file is closed after this line of code, and after the block the f doesn't play any role. So if you put inside into this, it would work. Okay, it would work. But it is not mandatory. Okay, it's optional. If you want to give over here f dot close, then it will work fine. If you don't want to give, automatically with the help by file automatically close with the statement, due to this with statement. I think the picture is more clear now. Picture is more clear. Okay. Now the time for your assignment. What assignment that you have to make? There are two assignments basically that you have to make with these files. The assignment number 1. Okay. Read your might be okay. It's your data structure lab experiment number, I think 3 or 4. The student who are from the BTech background, I think the experiment number 3, or I think experiment number 1 or 2. Read number of characters, number of words, number of consonants, number of digits, number of lines, number of miscellaneous from a given file. Now understand this problem statement. There is a file which contains the number of lines, which contains the number of words, which contains the number of characters. That your role is, you have to find out, read the number of characters, number of words, number of consonants, okay, number of digits, number of lines, and the number of miscellaneous. Miscellaneous mean @ sign, question mark sign, exclamation sign. Okay, that you have to tell how many, the number of miscellaneous are there. Let's suppose there is 2 digits, then output would be 2. Okay, one more. Number of vowels. Yes, you know the vowels A, E, I, O, U. So this is the first program that you have to perform. Take any data from Google, okay? Just copy the data from Google and place it into the file. And let's suppose there are only files. Same thing, the same. Okay, just consider this one. The file your all students are gems, or might be the name of file was file stars. No, this is not. Earlier what we made, what we assigned the name to that file, where we write. Python is very easy, but the logics are very interesting. Remember or forgot? What was the name of that file? Data. Okay, now understand it. Read this file and tell how many lines are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the output is 4 lines. How many words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and 4, 4, 8, 8, 4, 12. Okay, 12 or 4, 16, or 16 plus 2, 18. Okay, there are 18 words. Let's suppose there are some like this. Okay, how many digits are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. How many miscellaneous are there? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miscellaneous, something like this, that you have to generate the code for the same. Now I think the picture is more clear. Okay, now the second assignment. The second assignment is, there is file and the name of the file is emp.txt, the employee information. Okay, so in your file, what exactly the data inside your file. Just do one thing, make a file. I am making a file, save as emp.txt. okay, inside emp.txt what we have? The first we have id, okay, and the second we have name of the person, okay, these are the column basically. Now the age, now the salary, and the next is gender, the next is department, okay, and that's it. This is the information, okay. id 101, name Ravi, okay, age 23, salary 25,000, gender that is male, okay, male, and department let's suppose the CSE, okay, and so on. You have entire data something like this, okay. Now this time let's suppose the salary is 24, random salaries, okay, you can take the random values over here. Now you take over here, let's suppose 27, okay, and let's suppose 23, something like this, okay. You can assign by your own choice. So this is the data, okay, this is the data 25,000, okay, it's a 2500, whatever salary that you want to assign you can give. Now change some people gender, female, okay, here female, randomly change, okay, just make the data of 15 to 20%, and also change the department. The one is from CSE let's suppose this one of from ECE, this one from IT, okay, mix, just take a 3 departments, okay, CSE, IT, ECE. Again I am taking it as a IT, okay, I am taking it as a IT, and this one I am taking it as a ECE, okay. So here I am taking gender female. So now ID is unique, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, whatever the implies are there, that you have to give the IDs according to that. The name is again different, take R, V, A, B, whatever name that you want to take you can take. Ages are different, okay, whatever age that you want to take you can take. Now the main important is, in this problem statement you have to make 2 assignments. Now just imagine it, I am the owner of the organization and you are my developer, okay, you are my data analyst. Now the question is, the first question that I am asking you, okay, just tell me the total budget, okay, just tell me the total budget. So what you have to do, you have to sum all these numbers, okay. Let's suppose after summing the all numbers, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, okay, after summing all the numbers, that the budget is coming out, let's suppose 29,000, okay, 29 lakhs, whatever जो भी आ रहा है, just consider it, okay. So आपको जो सबसे पहली problem statement है, you have to sum all these numbers, okay, sum all these numbers. That is the first problem statement. I am asking to you, okay, now imagine there are thousands of employees, and I want to ask the budget, okay, what is my monthly budget, that is my salary budget, okay, what is my salary, total salary I am giving to the employees, okay. That's mean the first problem, that you have to sum all the numbers, total sum. Now the second one is, okay, just tell me the budget according to the departments, Now I have 3 departments, so I will give the conclusion, sir, for CSE the total budget that we are giving is, let's suppose 15,000. For ECE that we are giving 9,000, okay. For for IT, that's we are giving, let's suppose 2,000 and 3,000, whatever output that is there, you have to present out over here, okay. This is the second problem statement. You have to find out the budget according to the departments, okay. I have 3 departments, that's mean I will get the budget according to the department. That's mean you have to sum, you have to pick this value, you have to pick this value. For CSE you have to pick this, you have to pick this. CSE for this, CSE for this, okay. For CSE for this. Now you have to sum the associated value, associated salary with CSC. In the second way, you have to sum the associated salary with ECE. Okay, the same thing you have to do for the IT. So let's suppose there are 10 departments. Okay, think generalized solution. Don't use inside your code ECE. Don't use inside your code CSC, because just imagine it. Tomorrow there is right now I have only 3 departments, but tomorrow I have BCA department. And what you will do? You will go on the client machine and change the the code over there? No. So that's why you have to think the generalized solution. Okay, and this statement is similar. The whatever person coming from the technical background, the query for the same. Okay, select select salary and your department from employee. Okay, or some salary. Select some salary, comma department from employee, and group by your department. So this is the statement. If I do the same thing inside MySQL, there is only single line of code, but here you might have write 3 lines or 4 lines of code. So this is second problem statement. The third problem statement. Now observe this scenario. Third problem statement. Now this time, now I want to check it out. What is the budget for CSC males? What is the budget for CSC females? First problem statement. In the third one, the second problem statement, what is the budget for ECE male, ECE female? What is the budget for IT male and IT females? Okay, then you have to further subdivide this budget according to the gender. Now you have to work with this column, with this column, and with this column. So same thing if you want to implement into a MySQL, only single line of code. Okay, some salary, okay, department and gender, where the department equals to this one or this one, whatever. In, you can use in like this. So this is the way by which you can perform this way. So write the Python code for the same. There are 2 assignments. One is the very simple, the second one is again simple, but you have to think the generalized logic. Don't use inside your code ECE female, okay, ECE, okay, or IT. Don't use this code inside your code. You are not supposed to use it. Yes, male or female you can use it. Okay, male or female you can use it, but you cannot use this because gender is only 2 or 3. Now the 3 is forcefully assigned. Okay, the basic 2 genders are there, male or female, and department can n number of department, BCA, mechanical. Okay, tomorrow let's suppose I am start hiring for electrical as well. So what I will do? I will change the code? No, I will never change the code. I will just change the data into this file. That's it. My code will be same. That is the concept of the generalized code. So this is your assignment for tomorrow. If you have any doubt regarding this assignment, do let me know prior to close this session.